One, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm measuring where we need to stand for the beanbag toss. I don't have a ruler or tape measure, so I'm measuring in a different way. How can you measure without a ruler? You can use objects around you to measure things. Yep, you can use crayons to measure. Line up crayons along the object you want to measure. Make sure the crayons are straight and the same size. There shouldn't be gaps between them, and they shouldn't overlap. The end of the crayon should line up with the end of the object. This book is 4 crayons long. If you don't line up the crayons correctly, your measurement won't be accurate or correct. It's important to use the same object when you measure. If you use different objects, you won't get an accurate measurement. Cool robots, Moby. How tall are they? We can use blocks to measure their height. The green robot is 4 blocks tall. How tall is the red robot? Let's see. It's 10 blocks tall. You're right, Moby. It seems like the red robot is taller because the number is bigger. But I know the green robot is taller. Since the blocks we use to measure are different sizes, it's hard to compare the measurements. When you compare measurements, always use the same object to measure. The green robot is 4 blocks tall, and the red robot is 3 blocks tall. How does using smaller or larger objects change your measurement? When you measure using objects, think about the size of the object you want to use. Let's measure this paint kit using paper clips. Let's see. It's 6 paper clips long. Now let's try measuring with something bigger, like erasers. The paint kit is 3 erasers long. We used more paper clips than erasers to measure the paint kit. When you measure using smaller objects, you use more of them. When you measure with larger objects, you use fewer. What should we use to measure this bookshelf? Pencil sharpeners are pretty small. It'd take a long time to measure this bookshelf. You want to use an electric guitar? The guitar is longer than the bookshelf. It's easier to use something smaller than the object you're measuring. That's better, Moby. The bookshelf is 4 pencils wide. A unit is what you use to measure. So the unit we're using to measure is pencils. What are some examples of units? We measure length in units like centimeters or meters. We also measure in units like inches or feet. Standard units are common units that people use so they can describe measurements in the same way. If we didn't measure things in the same way, then we wouldn't understand each other. Building things would be really hard if we didn't use common units. But sometimes you don't have a ruler around, so you can use non-standard units. I need to measure about 10 feet away from the board for the beanbag toss. So I'm walking 10 steps. It looks like we need to stand here for the beanbag toss. You can go first, Moby.